always love hip-hop. Keep it flowing like a river, so I drip drop. Verses and bars, we eating dinner with the stars. Excuse me while I float away, my brain is on Mars. Cause it's the Big Kids Podcast with Chris Williams. Sit back, relax, like your spliff, we in the building.
Yo, back again. I'm C. Willie. This is the Big Kids Podcast. And, had a pretty exciting week so far. I don't know if exciting is the right word. What's the word I'm looking for? Interesting. I think that's a better word to use. So today's Wednesday. Monday morning I wake up, my boss is texting me, someone broke into the office. Okay. They stole the fucking laptops. They just ran through shit. And I guess it was a fucking mess, you know. I offered to come down and help. He said that he had it under control, so I didn't. And I chuckle only because I have been at this job for 7 years in May. 7 years. Been in the same location. Anytime I had to go to the office, it was the same exact place. And it has always been quiet back there. Never any issues. Never any, complaints, any drama. Nothing was going down at that office. It is a youth center, so you would hope that you could be in a place like that, where there's no issues, where there's no drama, where there's no bullshit going on. That hasn't been the case over the past, maybe 2 years. And it, day by day, week by week, month by month, it just gets increasingly worse. And that's because they decided to build a affordable housing complex right next to where I work. Now, in theory, everybody hears affordable housing, and it's supposed to, make you feel a little warm, I guess. I guess that's the idea of why they changed the name from affordable housing, or from ghetto to affordable housing. I think that's why they changed that. Projects to affordable housing. They changed the term to try to make people feel warmer about it. And that's not really the fucking case. This apartment building was being pitched to the community as affordable housing for at-risk youth that have nowhere else to go. They need to learn how to be an adult. This is a place where they come and do that. Now, that is the furthest thing from what is actually happening. The furthest thing. What is over there is a bunch of drug addicts, alcoholics, and God knows what else. And I'm not saying that these people are evil, and of course these people need somewhere to go, but the fact that you're pitching it as a place where at-risk youth and people that are trying to get on their feet are being placed is bullshit. This is in my opinion, a goddamn travesty. This is an absolute fucking travesty. You have the most well-known drug addicts, alcoholics living right there. You go outside the building, you see syringes, baggies. That shit is starting to infiltrate over to our building. You go there early in the morning. Try to get there to get into the office to get some work done early in the morning. You got to be on your fucking P's and Q's, head on a swivel. There's a lot of shit going down there at 6:30 in the morning. There's a whole bunch of shit going on down there. And that shit has, again, infiltrated its way into our bubble. You walk up the front stairs, you'll see blunt wrappers, you'll see beer cans, you'll see baggies. So that's telling me that people seeing youth, I'm not even gonna put my job's business out there, the government, but youth on the side of the building. You see that. And you're like, you know what? They got a pair of stairs. Yeah, let's post up here and get fucked up tonight. What are we like, guys? We need to fucking stop. We need to stop. Because it's not like I make a lot of money. It's not like the people that I work with make a lot of money. But people choose to live the way that they live a lot of the time. Yes, of course, there's circumstances where things are out of one's hands and you can't control it. But at the end of the day, we all make choices every single day, and people choose to live that way. I used to tell my roommates in the old house, this house is dirty, this house is scummy, but that does not mean that we need to live like that. Meaning the house, it wasn't in great shape. The structure of the house wasn't in great shape. But that doesn't mean that we just it needs to smell like Fritos and feet up in here, and things don't need to be picked up, and dishes don't need to be washed. That does not mean that we need to live that way. But again, guys, we're not talking about a group of people who is trying to make their way and it's just difficult for them to make their way. We're talking about people that choose violence. We're talking about people that choose to sit on the stoop of a youth center and do drugs and drink beer when they could do that shit at their house or somewhere else that isn't a youth center. We're talking about people that have choices here. And the fact that the office in the past it's got to be less than a couple of months, has been broken into twice, that's a problem. That is a problem. And nobody seems to care. We're building more affordable housing complexes. We're moving people. Let me rewind, because I'm about to completely skip over this point that I want to make. So, just frustrated. I'm frustrated because this does not need to be this way. This does not need to be this way because, again, I've been in Ithaca since 2011. It is 2023. I've almost been here for a dozen years, and Ithaca has never been like this. It has never been like this. The students were gone. When the students were gone, you used to be able to get places. You used to be able to go to Wegmans. You used to be able to do things that you couldn't do when the students were here. But now they're putting up this building, that building. You got home again, guys. I haven't even touched upon the homeless population that lives 300 feet from my office's front door too. So 150 feet over here, we have a apartment complex that is absolutely littered with not the best type of people. And then over here, we have homeless people. And again, it does not need to be this way. I do not blame homeless people for being homeless. Shit clearly did not go right. And these are the type of people that do not even have the wherewithal, a lot of them, to even go get Section 8 housing or something along those lines. So I feel bad because there is something going on there. It's not just black and white. There is something going on there that is more complex than I could ever comprehend. So I do have sympathy for that group of people. I'll give a couple bucks when I see you, if I know that that's what you actually are, as homeless, because a lot of people in Ithaca too, they use that shit to just get money out of people who already have an apartment, Section 8 apartment, and instead of going to get a little 4-hour-a-day job, little 3-hour-a-day job, they're sitting outside of Walmart. And so I do my research a little bit because I do like to help people, but I'm not helping you, bro. If you could just do a little something and be okay, I can't do that. I like to help the people that I know there's no other choice for them. That's why I helped the man and his dog. And I was kind of pissed about that because the next time I saw him, I didn't see the dog. So I was thinking, is this dude doing some Christmas shit? I'm going to bring this dog out here with me so people feel bad for me and give me stuff. Sorry, I'm having my coffee. I'm trying to multitask. I got some shit to take care of today. But anyway, so we have a homeless population right down the street. We have this affordable housing complex right down the street. Our shit's getting broken into. There's drug paraphernalia outside the door when you walk in. It is absolutely fucking madness. And this is because people are fucking greedy. This was never This was never set out to help who they said it was set out to help. This was not for at-risk youth who needed a place to start off their life. No, this was about getting guaranteed Section 8 checks every month. Checks where you don't even got to go talk to the tenant. The checks just automatically get sent to you. That's what this was about. That's exactly what this was about. And again, guys, nobody's saying you can't make money. But when you try to disguise the actual motives and how you're going to go about making the money, and you're going to just straight up fucking lie to us and then clutch your pearls when you're called out on it, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. So, yeah, there's that. If you guys can't fucking tell, I'm not too happy. I can't ever leave anything in that office again. I can't. You got people that do not give a fuck. If you will steal and rob a youth center, come on. What else would you do? Is there anything that you wouldn't do? I don't. It's fucking madness. And the next thing I want to talk about real quick. When these politicians tout affordable housing, again, guys, that's just something that they've just changed. They used to be called projects. It used to be called the ghetto. But that didn't sound good. So we had to change it to affordable housing. That's a little softer on the ears. It's a little nicer to the mind. But it's the same shit. It is the same shit. So guys, they tout this, politicians tout this like they're doing people a favor. That's not doing anybody a favor. Building more affordable housing is not doing people a favor. Who wants to live like I've just been explaining for the past 10 minutes? Who wants to live that way? How about this? How about politicians? You make it easier for people who year after year after year after decade after fucking decade have paid their bills on time, have paid their rent on time, have paid their electric bill, their water bill. They've taken care of all that. How about you make it easier for them to buy a house? Because that's how people want to fucking live. That's how people want to live. Now, how you go about that in the economics, I don't fucking know. But I know the money's there to do it. I know the cash is there to fucking do it. And these people who continually pay their bills on time and do all that, they deserve to own a house. They deserve it. Now, for you guys who don't, typically know how things go with rent versus mortgage, mortgage is typically, okay, let's put it this way. If you're living in a house where the rent is $1,200 a month, you want to know how much the mortgage probably actually is on that house? It sure as hell isn't $1,200 or $1,200. It's probably $600-$700, maybe $500, depending on when the house was bought and all that. It definitely wasn't $1,200. So that means you're paying the mortgage plus probably your landlord's mortgage. Okay, so if you could pay pretty much two people's mortgages to rent a house, you could pay your own mortgage, your own electric bill, your own internet bill. You could pay all that for the same price, roughly. Okay, guys, when I went into the bank, I came prepared. And you guys, when you do this, you have to come prepared. Have all your fucking numbers written out. Have your budget together that you can give these people. Even if it's handwritten. Have your budget. This is what I spend on this. This is what I spend on that. This is how much I have at the end of every month. This is, have these numbers in order. Because one, that shows the bank that you're ready to do this. They've thought about this. They've been thinking about this. They've been doing this. But people that take care of business and take care of their shit, they should not have to even think about affordable housing. That is not fair. That is not right. And then let's not act like everybody takes care of business and everybody does the things that they're supposed to do. You know, let's not act like 100% of people do what the fuck they're supposed to do. All right, that's a fallacy. That is not true by any stretch. Those type of people, again, I think there should be ways where you could work towards benefiting your family, helping your credit score so you can get in a position to do some of these things that I've previously been talking about. But those type of people, don't put them in the middle of town where they're gonna fuck up everybody's shit. Don't put them down there. Let them work on their shit. Honestly, I'm telling you, knowing how to take the bus is a skill that goes way beyond just taking the bus. That's scheduling. Most of life is about keeping a fucking schedule. You know? So if you put them out on a hill and they gotta be like, all right, well, this bus comes at this time and I gotta do this at that time, and they can continually do that, that's how you build upon yourself. That's how you make yourself fucking better. Make them work a little bit. Make them work a little bit. Guys, and I get it. I might sound cruel. But every single one of us knows that we could just be doing a little bit more. Even the people who got it, we could be doing a little bit more. And that's all I'm saying. I want you to work on yourself so I can help you too. You help me, help you, help me, help you, help you, help you, help you, help me. That's all I'm asking. I'm not saying let's mess with Social Security. I'm not saying let's mess with SNAP. I'm not saying none of that. I'm saying people who bust their ass deserve to have something of their own. And people that don't, for whatever reason, you deserve to have to work on it. That's all. Work on it. Get to where everybody else is. Let's raise the bar just a little bit, guys. Just a little bit. It doesn't sound, when you're talking about doing 1% more, 2% more, that might not sound like much. But put it into perspective. What's 2% of a million? What's 2% of 100 million? That's a lot. That's a lot. Let's just do 2%. 1.5%. 1.25%. I will take not even a whole percent. Let's take 0.75. let's take 0.75%. That's it. Because this how we get down, breaking into youth centers, smoking, drinking on the stoop of the youth center, that does not get us to where we need to be. It never will, never has, never will. Oh God. Another thing I want to fucking complain about. Another thing, completely off topic. I'm at the gym yesterday. Me and a kid. I'm glad that this kid is finally coming around to dude, let's just go to the gym. We're not there forever. We get in, we do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going with or without you. And if you don't have any ideas of what you want to accomplish, we're at least going to work on independent living skills and physical fitness. You know, I've been dragging my feet for absolutely way too long on this, so I'm sticking to it. It's honestly feeling good. I'm falling into schedule. I'm falling into routine with it. Again, it's only been when we started doing this right before Christmas. Okay, so it's been a couple weeks. You know, I've been going. I've made it at least twice a week. I've been trying to make it 3 times. This is way better than nothing. You know. Working out and eating a Big Mac is way better than just eating the Big Mac. So me, even if it's only 2 times a week, that's better than no times a week. You know, we're getting there. We're making progress. I could tell on the Stairmaster I'm making progress. Anyway, I digress. So we're at the gym yesterday, and we get there a little bit before 3 o'clock. We get there, they got the one machine. I don't even know what the fuck it's called. Yeah, it's like you're doing dumbbell flies, but it's a machine. So, it's a pretty popular machine. There's only one in there. These dudes, a group of 3 guys, stood there for 45 minutes at least, because they were there before we got there, and they were there just... So honestly, no, 45 is a little, but they were there for over an hour. they were there for over an hour. A group of 3 guys. And they're talking about football. They're talking about the New York Giants. They're talking about the Dallas Cowboys, blocking tight ends, receiving tight ends, what they did, what they would have done. Very much fucking Monday morning quarterbacking this. And this gets on my fucking nerves. That people, again, there are very few people from the city of Ithaca that I think deserve to talk about football. Very few people. Very, very, very few people, in my opinion. Because very few people were any good at football at all. Even on a high school level of good. Now, it just irritates me to hear people talk about how bad this NFL player was. This is what they should have done. This is what... I hate hearing that from people who do not have the credentials to even have those thoughts. I don't even think you deserve to have those thoughts. Because, dude, what are we talking about here, man? You're trash. That person on the TV that you call trash is better than anybody that you've ever known in this sport. So, I'm again... I don't know. I may have said someone sucks on this show, but I am very, very, or at least I try to be conscious of the words that I use when I'm talking about professional athletes. I try to be. So, they're standing over there. They're talking this bullshit. Nobody's working out. And they're holding up probably the most popular machine in the fucking gym. For whatever reason, everybody loves that fucking machine. So the great T.O. used to say, and I'm sure you can even catch a more recent quote. This is when he was playing for the fucking Eagles. There is no reason to be in the gym for more than an hour. Maybe 90 minutes, but there is no reason to be in the gym for more than an hour if you're actually working. Not walking around, not looking in the mirror, not going back and forth between the bathroom. And no, you get in the fucking gym, you do what you gotta do, and you leave. There's people that stay in the gym for 3 hours, 4 hours. Unless you're a fucking trainer or you work at the gym, there is no reason to be in the gym for 3-4 continuous fucking hours. That means you're doing everything but working out. That means you're doing absolutely everything you can besides working out. And again, guys, I'm not talking like somebody who goes to the gym hardcore and this and that. There was a period of time in my life where that is what was happening. I was working out twice a day. I was the strongest kid in my high school. I was the strongest kid on my football team. So I might be a little round in the midsection nowadays, but I know what the fuck I'm talking about a little bit here. There are people that know more. There were people that were stronger. Not at IC, but in the real world. But point being is, dude, and I'm mad at myself because for the past 8 years, I just would have got my ass in the gym for an hour, 2-3 times a week. Wouldn't be as round in the midsection. Wouldn't be as round in the midsection. And guys, it's crazy because you do feel good. It feels good. The blood's pumping. You may be a little nauseous because your body's not used to doing it like it used to. But you do feel good. You feel good. You get a little fucking water in you. You get a little Gatorade in you. You get a little food in you. you feel fucking good. So yeah, I gotta go back tomorrow before I pick up this kid, and it's been going good. It's been going good. The arms will definitely be looking good for the summer, at the very least. Yeah. The arms will be back. They will be back. I get it. Again, guys, I'm doing 10 minutes Stairmaster. I'm trying to, because I'm doing 30 minutes of cardio altogether. Every time I go to the gym, I start off with cardio because I don't want to do it. So I'm like, fuck it, I just got to do it. We're just gonna do it. We've been doing 10 minutes Stairmaster, and then we've been doing 3.5 to 3.8 miles per hour on the treadmill at a 12 incline, and then we work our way down because we're doing that for 20 minutes. So I'm doing like almost 1.25 miles total. So I'm doing 10 minutes Stairmaster, 20 minutes treadmill, and then I go fucking attack a body part. We burn out on a body part. And you guys know, come on, man. The legs, we just did the legs on the Stairmaster treadmill. The legs, we ain't doing that. We're doing chest, shoulder, back, arms. Those are we go there, we do some shit, we burn them out. We make it quick, and then we fucking bounce. Maybe, no, because I ain't gonna lie. Maybe we don't completely bounce. We got to use my Planet Fitness Black Card membership perks and go hit them massage chairs. But after that, again, guys, this should not be a 3, 4, 5, 6 fucking hour thing. Get in, do what you gotta do, bounce. Ain't no shame in my game. I don't give a fuck if the guy at the front desk thinks I should have been here long. I got in, I did what I needed to do, and I'm leaving. I am leaving. The heart is pumping, feeling good. I am out of here. And it's good because I know after yesterday, my arms. If this was the beginning of my journey, my arms would feel like shit today. I am feeling good. I could feel the pump. So it does get a bit addicting, and I hope I just keep doing it. That's all I can do, and that's all I can ask you guys to do is, just stay on my ass about it. And that's why it's cool, because I will do it by myself. I'll do anything by myself. I'll go to fucking movies by myself. I'll take a fucking trip by myself. I do not care. I grew up, like, when friends spending the night was a thing, that was like a special event, because my parents always told me, you need to know how to do shit on your own. You can't be dependent on having somebody with you all the time. You gotta know how to do shit on your own. So I clearly can do shit on my own, I can clearly do shit on my own. Maybe to my own detriment, but I can do shit on my own. So I will go to the gym by myself, but it is cool when somebody goes with you, or one of the kids that I'm working with takes an interest in, what, man, shit, man, maybe I want to look, because they're all fucking skinny, so they probably all got the 6-pack and shit already, how any 16-year-old skinny kid would have, but, like, fucking, man, I want to work on myself a little bit, and that's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking, not just from my kids, like what I was talking about earlier, just a little bit, guys, just a tiny bit. Not everybody needs to have the same fucking standards, goals. Just a little bit, though. Little bit. I want to do a little bit better today than I did yesterday. And then when I dropped him off, he was talking about going to the gym Thursday. I can't Thursday. I got to meet with another kid. But that's the right type of attitude. Even though I know his ass is sore today. I know his arms and shoulders feel like they're falling off his body. But I told him, I was like, dude, that's why we got to come back. That's why we got to come back again, because if we do this once and then we don't do it for 3 weeks, every single time we come here, you're going to feel like that. So I think we're going to go Saturday morning again. And yeah, it'd be cool. Have a rotation going, because if I could get all my kids to work out, I'll be at the gym 5 times a week, which would be great. On my own, I'll only be there 2 or 3. But if I get the kids to commit to it, I'll be there 5, maybe 6. Nah, 6 is too much. We're going to see a movie. What movie's out? We ain't going to the gym today. But it feels good. It feels good. It feels good. And again, I got to do it for my pops. My pops told me, man, I had the heart thing. You're young. Try to do what you can not to have the heart thing. You know, and that's a fair request from a father to a son. What else did I want to talk about? There's always a bunch of... I've been absolutely terrible at taking notes for this show lately. Absolutely fucking terrible. Because I've had a lot of shit going on. This card hobby that I've picked up in recent months, that shit is time consuming if you want to fucking do it somewhat right. If you don't want just your fucking cards thrown around and fucked up, it's a bit time consuming. So I think that has been I don't want to say hurting the show, but my attention has been split a little bit. But you know, I've been getting tons of fucking YouTube views because of it. I've been bringing some more attention. Those YouTube shorts are a motherfucker, man. I mean, that's how I've been getting all my new subscribers. I started the YouTube page when the very first day that I started the podcast. So what was that, June 10th, June 9th, 10th, 11th, something like that, 2020. And I started a YouTube page, but I didn't know how to fucking upload a video, make a video, turn the audio into a video. So I didn't really start using it until, last year, right before the NFL draft. So like April maybe of last year, something like that. And so I didn't really have any fucking YouTube presence. I had like 1 or 2 subscribers that subscribed right when I said that I was starting the page, but there wasn't shit on there. But now I'm up to fucking, I think, like 60 subscribers, and that has all literally come in the past 3 or 4 months. All the subscribers came about then. I was rocking with like 9, 8, fucking 11, and then in the past couple months I started the card openings and shit like that, and it's 60 doesn't sound like a lot because it's not, but I'm also not willing to show my ass and do things that I deem corny to get subscribers. So slowly but surely we're growing. You know, I'm thinking by the end of the year we could fucking double our number. You know, and again, these are my goals. This might not be somebody else's goals. You know, I'm getting close to being able to monetize, which is cool. You know, we're fucking working, and this is a hobby. This isn't my fucking job. This isn't my career. If I can make money doing it someday, that'd be awesome. Even if it isn't through the Big Kids Podcast, it's through something that the podcast brought me. You know, it is what it is. But you gotta have goals, guys. You gotta fucking maintain these goals at least to the best of your ability. And that brings me back to the cards. So this past Sunday, my dad, he brought me all the cards that he has. A big blue, you could tell that this fucking bin, I don't know what year it's from, but it sure as hell ain't from the 2010s. Old ass blue bin of cards. And inside of the bin there was a couple binders, but there was a shit ton of loose cards. Gotta be I couldn't even put a number. I couldn't even estimate. I know it took me from 2 p.m. till about 1:30 p.m. to initially go through every single card. And all the initial go through meant is dividing them, separating them into sports, and making sure that they were facing the right way and upright. So cards weren't backwards, upside down, shit like that. So it took me from 2 p.m. till 1:30 a.m. to get all the cards in somewhat of an order. Nothing was fucking done with them. Nothing was put in the sleeves. None of that shit. It was just to get them into fucking order. So that lets you know how many cards there were. Now, in those cards, there were some real good ones. And then there was a couple real good ones that were, Father Time was not kind to them. Father Time was not kind to them. And the baseball cards are the worst, though. I think they're the coolest, but they're made out of like a cardboard-ish type material. And yeah, Time was not nice to that. Time was not nice, but I do got some cool baseball cards. I got some hologram. I was very excited. I am very excited because I still have to go through, determine what belongs in what sleeve, and so this is probably gonna be another couple month process because it's definitely probably triples what I already have in terms of Pokemon cards and football cards. This is a whole nother collection. This is somebody else's whole entire other collection. And I think it's funny because I had no idea. You know, I knew back when I was first buying Pokemon cards, my dad would go to the card shop with me. He would pick up like a card, 2 cards that were in the display case and things like that. So I knew he was doing that, but I didn't know he was fucking collecting cards like this. There was some bread spent back in the day on these. So I know now that when I'm talking to my dad about these cards and I'm going to buy this and that, he's not even thinking anything of it because he's been there, done that. So it is pretty cool, and that was a fucking great gift. That was amazing fucking gift. Even if he wanted, because once I go through it, I'm gonna have the best ones. I'm gonna see if he fucking wants any of them back. You know, they're fucking his cards. At some point, they'll be my fucking cards. But I'm just happy that I got to go through them. You know, that's fucking history right there. And I'm thinking the whole entire time that my dad had his hands on these cards. You know, like this was his collection. He was putting them in these slots, and I felt bad about taking some of them out. But it's not like these cards were a priority to him after he went through that phase. So you know, everything just wasn't in the best condition. Even the cards that were in the hard plastic top loaders, I had to take those out and put those in the new top loaders and things like that, or I'm going to have to, because they're fucking, you could just tell the colors fucked up on them. But again, you gotta restore, you gotta maintain things. So I'm going through them. It's gonna be a couple fucking month process. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it, because I'm not gonna be spending fucking 12 hours a day doing this shit to get it done in a couple of weeks. So when I get bored, I got something to do, which is pretty cool. And having this chair, oh my god, guys, I know I talked about it last week on the podcast, but buying this fucking gaming chair was the best thing I have done in 2023 so far. It's gonna be pretty hard to fucking top this. It's gonna be pretty goddamn hard to top this, because this is money. If I was sitting in my old fucked up office chair with a pillow, using a pillow as an extra cushion, I'd have been so mad the other day, but I didn't even really fucking notice that I was sitting in this chair all day. It came with this little cushion. I'm gonna plug this bitch in because it's a little heating pad thing too. I'm gonna plug this motherfucker in. See how it works. But yeah. So went through that, and the main lesson that I did learn while going through all of these cards was, ain't nobody shit, ain't nobody special, and everybody is replaceable. I'm looking at these dudes from the 1991 season, the 1988 season. I'm looking at these dudes who were all pro bowlers, fucking 1,000-yard receiver multiple times, 3, 4, 5 seasons of 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards. I'm seeing all these fucking numbers on the back of these cards, and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck? Guys, I that's a little bit of an exaggeration, because I know them, because I have gone back. I've spent plenty of hours looking at all-time fucking all-purpose yards from scrimmage, rushing, receiving. So I'm familiar with these people, a lot of them. But that's me, because I spend fucking countless hours looking at this shit, making comparisons, and that's what I do. For whatever reason, that's fun to me. But the average Joe, the average hardcore football fucking watcher, fan, does not know these fucking people. They know the number that they're wearing because their new favorite player is wearing that number, But they don't know the history. They don't know that this person made it to 4 Pro Bowls and then got forgotten about. Somebody else played their position. Somebody else wore their number. And that shit was crazy to me. That shit was crazy to me. Because everybody swears to God they're the main character. And most people have never, will never reach the heights of success that these 3-4-time Pro Bowlers that have been lost into time and obscurity have ever reached or maintained for any period of time. But time goes on. People are forgotten about. Positions are filled when you leave. Numbers are worn when you're done. And that shit was just crazy to me. There are so many people on that list that got 8,000, 7,500 yards, which is a good fucking career. That is a couple-time Pro Bowler. That's whoever your favorite fucking player is today. That might be their final numbers. People who you think are Hall of Famer and this and that. No, guys. There's not that many people in the Hall of Fame in comparison to how many people have played in the NFL and who have been on Pro Bowl teams and who have been on All-Pro teams, who have even been on All-Decade teams that still aren't in the fucking Hall of Fame. It's crazy. And I really truly believe that the NFL going forward, they need to do a better job. Teams need to do a better job of reminding us of these players, what they've done. I think that's only fucking fair, man. I think that's only fair. Because year after year, these replaceable players, these players that, in the grand scheme of things, did not stand out, that quote-unquote don't mean shit, they're the ones that built the fucking league. There's only 31 NFL running backs that have rushed for more than 10,000 yards. Guys, do you know how many fucking nice running backs there has been in the history of the NFL? And only 31 of them? That's not even one per team. There's 32 fucking teams. A couple teams got multiple. But there is only 31. And I think receiving wise, there was like 50, 40, something like that. I'm not pulling it up right now because it's going to fucking take time. You can look it up on Google. It's not hard. But this is crazy. We're talking about all the people that have ever played, and there are less than 100 that have crossed 10,000 fucking yards from or receiving or rushing. Because then we go yards to scrimmage, and they're combined, and there's a couple more, but not many. Not fucking many. And that's just how time works, though. You know, time passes, and you get fucking forgotten about, and it's a sad fucking reality. And I think the sooner that people realize that they are replaceable and they are very lucky, no matter how hard that they've worked, because everybody fucking that tries to get to that position works hard too. You know, you're lucky. Life has been good to you. Life has been fucking good to you. And I think the more humble ones probably are the ones that the teams remind people about. Bring around. Have them there for the honorary days and shit like that. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to bring that up because it was fucking nuts. You know, it was like one of them times where you felt like you're in a TV show and you're having that monologue. You're looking at the camera. Everything else is standing still, but you're looking at the camera and you're like, God damn, man. Ain't nobody really special like that. Yo, but for real. Like a portion of a percentage of people get remembered. Only like a portion of a single percentage of people really truly get remembered. Fucking sad world, huh? Alright, now I want to talk about, what are we at? We're at 44 minutes. Alright, I got a couple minutes. I want to talk about the UFC. I want to talk about John Jones. I want to talk about Dana White. I want to talk about Francis Ngannou. So, I'm going to try to cut this off at no more than an hour. So, I got to get a couple thoughts in here. Let's start with Dana White. Start with the elephant in the room that I was going to talk about last week, but when I do this again, when I don't take good notes for the show, I forget some shit, I add shit that I wasn't intending on speaking on, etc., etc. But the Dana White situation. Now, first and foremost, this is how I'm going to phrase this. Men have zero excuse to be hitting women, especially when you're fucking bigger than them. You know, this is like a unisex argument. You're really not supposed to put hands on your little brother, your little cousin, even if it is a boy, you know? So everybody needs to keep their fucking hands to themselves. Everybody. But especially when you're fucking bigger than somebody and you can do some damage. You really need to really fucking think about it a little bit. Okay? It's not fucking worth it. It's not. This person is smaller than you. It's not fucking worth it. But at the same time, again, not right, but I believe it's only human nature when you get hit that you're going to retaliate. Now, Dana White is dead fucking wrong for what he did to his wife on New Year's Eve. But I also think that we, as a society, are just completely disregarding the fact that she hit him and she hit him first. Now again, I will refer my initial argument that when you're bigger than somebody, keep your fucking hands to yourself. But in general, we need to keep our fucking hands to ourselves. Because a man doesn't get to get emotional and upset and slap his fucking wife. That'd be the main fucking story. It doesn't even matter what happens after that. But she doesn't even get to be part of the story when she initiated the... I don't care what the fuck was done. I don't care if she was going through his phone, she saw some shit that she really didn't like, and she hit him. That is not okay either. Everybody needs to keep their fucking hands to themselves. And I think, I call it what the fuck you want to call it. I think when you feel like you can hit somebody, that you should probably expect to get hit back. That's all I'm saying. Because hitting somebody, you're taking a fucking risk. You don't know how that person is going to react. This is why everybody just keep their hands to themselves. Because if everybody keeps their hands to themselves, we don't have to have a philosophical fucking discussion on who's right and who's wrong for slapping somebody, not slapping somebody, doing this, doing that. We don't got to even have that talk if everybody's keeping their fucking hands to themselves. But we cannot just disregard when women are hitting fucking men and just not even... I'm not even saying it's a winning or losing argument, but just completely omit it. Like, when shit that happened, we don't... That part, I didn't even see. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I didn't see her slap him. That is not okay. And when I hear ESPN radio and ESPN in general have the conversation about how... Well, Ray Rice got suspended and never played in the NFL again. How do players and such get these type of penalties, and Dana White's going to be let go scot-free? First of all, I'm a firm believer that the Ray Rice situation is a little more complex than what everybody makes it out to be. But at the same time, this man knocked her the fuck out. It wasn't like a tit for tat situation. Knocked her the fuck out and then dragged her out the elevator like Donkey Kong. The optics on that aren't even fucking close to what happened with Dana White and his wife. Not even fucking close. The PR job for Ray Rice, if Dana White, I don't think no matter who... Ray Rice knocked her out and dragged her out by her fucking arm. Dana White got slapped and gave her a little slap back. Again, keep your hands to yourself, but let's not act like we're fucking comparing the same thing here. But anyway, so ESPN's on, well, Dana White didn't go out, and who was Harry Douglas on with the other week? It was Harry Douglas and whoever the fuck he was on with last week. And The other guy was like, where's all the cliche things that people say when they do these things? Why do we want people to have cliche responses? We all know it's bullshit, and then when they go out there and give that cliche response, we're gonna poke holes in that. So what Dana White said, yo, man, this is a lose-lose. Like, there ain't nothing that I could say that's gonna make everybody fucking happy. I have to live with this for the rest of my life. And they're like, oh no, that's not genuine. That's not. He was mad. He seemed upset when asked that question. And here we go again, though. This is ESPN doing what ESPN does. ESPN has no fucking clue. Has no clue what Dana White sounds and looks like when he's irritated. Because when he was asked that question, he sure as hell wasn't irritated. You could tell. If you've watched any fucking Dana White press conference, you could tell when he's irritated. And that is not what he was. Was it a perfect response? Probably not. There is no fucking perfect response. Especially for some shit like this. There is no perfect fucking response. But pointing out the fact that he's got to deal with it. He's got to answer these fucking questions that are uncomfortable. His family's got to deal with it. Yes, of course. That is the reality of the situation. That is the fucking reality of the situation. You want him to go up there and say cliche shit for what? Again, guys, everybody keep your fucking hands to yourself. Everybody keep your hands to yourself. I understand women are on average smaller than men, and that's why we shouldn't be fucking hitting them. And I agree with that. But nobody should be hitting anybody. Keep your fucking hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. Joe Biden voice. Keep your hands to yourself. I'll touch on that in a minute too, the whole Joe Biden thing. But let's move on to John Jones and Francis Ngannou real quick. So Francis got stripped the other day. He wants insurance. He wants fucking opportunities to go outside of the organization and fight. Guys, listen. To reference the football, baseball, and basketball cards. Ain't nobody that fucking special, man. I get you're the fucking man right now. I get you were the champion. I get you want things. But guys, listen, Dana White seemed to have fucking no problem letting him go. No problem. And he did fight out his contract, but the way that the UFC contracts work is they get to at the very least, they get to match whatever the offer is from another organization or whatever the case may be. Dana White said, man, we don't even want to do that. You could just have it. Bye. And again, that's because for as great as Francis Ngannou is, he's replaceable. For as great as Mike Tyson was, replaceable. For as great as Muhammad Ali was, replaceable. Everybody, time does not fucking stop when these people leave. So I think that's Dana White's argument. Like, yo, listen, I get it. If you don't like what's happening over here, by all means, go do what you gotta do. By all means, do what you gotta do. And that's very understandable. And I think I think that this is probably the best for Francis. If he can go out and make more money doing something somewhere else, then he should do that. You know, but at the same time, you get to make all that money somewhere else because of where you just came from. You don't get to just fight people on the street and then go somewhere else and they're like, yeah, we'll give you $1 million. No, you get to get a higher payday somewhere else because of where you just came from. That's how it works for all of these MMA guys. Like, yeah, okay, you could go from UFC to Bellator and make more money in Bellator, but you're only making more money in Bellator because you just came from the UFC. You know, people wouldn't, you could be fucking 25-0 and that doesn't fucking matter. Here's your pay. But if you were fucking 25-0 in the UFC, it got the couple, oh yeah, we got you, don't even worry about it. Records are not equivalent just because the numbers are. There's a lot that goes into that shit. So, again, Francis, I hope he gets what he wants. I really, truly do hope he gets what he wants. He'll probably be a first, you know? And especially if we're talking multi-year type of situation, not just one, like, okay, I'm going to go get one fight, get paid $30 million, and okay, I'm sure there's a chance that could happen. But to on a regular basis, have the type of promotion that the UFC is going to be able to give you, to have the venues that the UFC is going to give you, that shit is not going to happen on a month-to-month fucking basis anywhere else. Bellator fights every other fucking month, damn near. One championship fucking fights every month, but they'll have fucking 2 events in 2 days. So you're not getting the same production value anywhere else. Bare knuckle FC, they do that shit every other month type of routine. You're not getting the same type of production on a week-to-week basis. It's not happening. And that brings me to John Jones. John Jones I guess he's back. He's fighting Ciryl Gane. Very excited about it. Should honestly, in my opinion, be a relatively fucking easy win for John. And I only say that because I think Ciryl, it's either even or Ciryl has the edge when it comes to striking, I believe. I'll give it to him. He's been a kickboxer his whole life. But John, his wrestling is going to be very much a problem for Ciryl. Very, very much a problem for Ciryl. Ciryl got out-wrestled by Francis, who, while he looked like dog shit, but he wrestled. That was the best he's ever looked wrestling when he fought Ciryl last. If Francis could do that to Ciryl, what John's gonna do to Ciryl is gonna be mean, So I think if they are able to keep it on the feet, I think it's a very competitive fight. But I think the first time John gets him on the ground, I think it's over. I think it's the very first time John gets him to the ground, I think it's over. So we'll see about that. And that's another situation. Had beef, John probably came to his fucking senses. Like, yeah, I could probably get a one-time payment that's bigger than I can at the UFC. But now we start to talk about legacy. Now we start to talk about how we're gonna make money outside of just fights. And being associated with the UFC is gonna do more for any fighter outside of fighting than any other organization is going to do. That's just how it is. That's why Eddie Alvarez got to go over to one championship and get paid more than anybody else, even though there was dudes that have been fighting in one championship since day one. That's just how the cookie crumbles. But yeah, and then real quick before I get off, I'm done with MMA. The whole fucking Joe Biden document fucking thing, guys. I haven't talked about it on this podcast because I feel like this is something that probably happens more often than we think. Maybe a classified document here or there. There's only a couple fucking classified documents. Donald Trump had totes full of fucking classified documents. Now, I feel like in the time frame of 8 years, you probably come across some shit that you're probably not supposed to have, whatever the case may be. And if he needs to be prosecuted for it, fucking prosecute it. Prosecute him. I'm not fucking standing up for him. I'm not going to bat for him. But the difference is Joe and his lawyers turned it over. Joe and his lawyers told the appropriate people that, oh shit, we have these records. Here, come take them. You need to investigate us. That's not the same tone. That's not the same path that Donald Trump chose to take. Donald Trump chose to take 1.5 years to fight with these people. Donald Trump chose to fucking personally pack up documents himself, knowing he wasn't supposed to fucking take them. That's the difference. Now again, if Donald Trump if Joe Biden needs to be dealt with, deal with him. Sorry for the abrupt stop. Grandma calls. When grandma calls, you got to answer the phone. My dad's called me during this podcast. I ignored it because I need to finish this podcast because I know me and my dad will be on a fucking 90-minute fucking talk. And that's why I love my pops, man. But yeah, he got to wait. Grandma calls though, she gets priority because I know she's calling me with a purpose. So yeah, guys, that's all I got for you today. Like I said, I'm gonna keep it under an hour. We kept it under an hour, and guys, just check out those videos on YouTube. We're putting them out there. I'm collecting some cool stuff. Again, the cliche. Like, comment, subscribe, spread the fucking word. Hit me up to be a guest on the show. Guys, we're all just a bunch of big-ass fucking kids at the end of the day. You know? We're all just a bunch of big-ass kids. And guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me. And like always, be safe, be easy, and wash your ass. I'm out of here. Peace.